Welcome back to another video, everyone. I know I haven't posted in a while, and that's because what was originally just going to be a quick off-island excursion turned into quite the adventure. And yeah, I've been stuck off of the lake and off of our island for 11 days now. But I'm finally back, so I can start bringing you guys new content. I hope you enjoy. It was quite an eventful couple days and a very exciting start to the new year.
Oh, wow. Thanks a bunch, Dan.
It's just that middle section. I bet I could make it across, even on the sled. I'm not right now.
Go to the left, Carolyn is there? You'd probably make it there.
Right.
Because you go a long ways in an inch.
Yeah, right.
You don't need none if you don't stop.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Alrighty, one second. Okay, so the Jeep fired up. I was kind of wondering if it would, since it's been sitting here for a while in the snow. But yeah, it just turned over nicely. Dan just headed out on his float machine, the fan boat, actually I should call it. What an amazing machine, and what a great neighbor. It's always very reassuring during this time to be able to call on Dan if we really need, and to get out off the lake with this fan boat. And I love that fan boat. We've obviously all been looking at them as a possibility to purchase one day. And there's a lot of like these really new ones and different styles and stuff, but I love his just because it looks so amazing. Like the whole feel of that fan boat is really, really great. But yeah, we made it across now. Peter's just checking out the trailer with Chris, and then we're gonna go pick up his sled and check out a property. It's about a 4-hour drive. We might have to stop off for groceries and stuff. We're going to be staying with Matt and Caroline. My sister and her husband, Matt, were in contact with a couple different realtors looking at a few properties within the area here. We're just figuring out a date we can look at them. It's been very rainy recently, and then we've also had a lot of wind. So since these are, off-grid properties way back in the bush, they're not the easiest thing to get into. Most of the time it's just like a little side-by-side or snowmobile trail heading in there. So if it's too muddy from the rain, then it's gonna be really difficult. Yeah, so hopefully everything works out. For now, it's just time to start driving. It's been a while since I've had restaurant food or just non-homemade food, so kind of looking forward to getting out and seeing the rest of the family. Before we know it, we'll be back up at the island again, and hopefully the lake will be frozen enough to take Peter's snowmobile across. All right, so we made it to Caroline and Matt's place. We're just gonna crash here for tonight. We've been trying to set up a time with the realtor to check out that new property, but for tonight, we're just gonna spend some time with our sister, and we'll figure out the plan and head out tomorrow. Well, that was a nice little sleep we had at Caroline and Matt's. It was nice to see them, even if it was just briefly, but we're here now with our cousin William, picking up Peter's sled. And then we're kind of on a time crunch. We slept in a little bit. It was so cozy in Caroline's place, we kind of lost track of time. So if we want to check out that new property, then we'll probably have to head out a little bit earlier than we originally anticipated to meet her before it gets dark. But I think we have enough time and everything will work out.
But I think perfect, like it's barely squeezed it. No way. What? Like a half inch. I'm getting pretty excited to snowboard.
I know.
I haven't been in years. Literally 4 years.
Yeah, show your vlog how beautiful this Pierpont Road is. It actually is fire.
And when we came back here, it was so nostalgic seeing everything. It's actually a beautiful area.
In the summer, it's like
yeah, because we came back prime summer, like July.
hills. Like look at this,
Yeah.
everything. Like
So
the
we
best is driving that way on airport.
Yeah.
I was like,
All right, guys, so the plan changed a little bit. We talked with the real estate agent, and she's actually on holidays right now, so we're gonna be staying here overnight, and then we'll head out tomorrow to check out the property and make it back to the island before Dan leaves, so he can take us across the ice with his fan boat. But since we're gonna be here overnight, we thought we might as well get one good snowboard session in of the year. We haven't been snowboarding in about 3 years, so this will be pretty fun. We're out here with some of our cousins at one of the local ski resorts. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We'll have a great time tonight, and then we'll head out to the property tomorrow.
did you put everything in my backpack?
Yeah. So you go here once or twice. Yeah. So your whole thing's paid off. You can come whenever you want. What? You can use to everybody else, so they can save $100.
Well, we're about to do our last run. We had a fun night with all the guys. It was a great time to reconnect. It's been +6 this whole night and just a fun time all around. So.
And how many times did we crash?
Oh, me and Aaron collided, Dan crashed, Sean crashed, we all did. It's our first time back in 4 years, but it's all in good fun, and we're gonna do our last run safely, maybe do a couple of things in this terrain park, and then make it home before we break something.
All right.
Oh!
Hey, good old collision.
After a great night snowboarding with our cousins, Peter and I woke up early to go check out a property.
Big swamp, but from the description on the website we were looking at and the pictures that they had, it looks pretty ideal. So this will probably be.
Well, we had a little bit of trouble with the Jeep again for a second. We were able to get it going with our last fuse, so after we get in here and check out the property, we'll probably head back into the nearest town and grab some more just to make it back, and then we can get the actual relay, which we think is the cause of the problems, later on.
But the whole drive coming through here has been really beautiful. The road is pretty nice as well. And it's all hardwood trees, which is a little bit different than up at the island, which is mostly like pine trees and stuff. This is all like maple and birch, which is absolutely beautiful. And having so much hardwood around will be awesome if this ends up being the property that we decide to build our homesteads on. Yeah, so we're only like 5 minutes out, so we'll probably spend like 30 minutes or so just looking around. It is raining right now, and with the fuse problem we can't shut off the Jeep, so we won't be able to spend as much time as we were planning. But I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. Look at this woods though.
We made it. Can't really see too much since we don't have cell service. I can't really look up like where the property lines are and stuff, but we just know that it's, you know, all from this side on, and it's about 100 acres roughly in a square. We're gonna fly the drone and get a aerial view of the property, and we'll show you guys some of that, and I'm sure you'll be able to see a lot of the lakes and stuff. The whole forest just from the outside here looks really beautiful. It's all hardwood, like I was mentioning earlier, tons of maples. I would actually say that the majority of the trees here are maples. There is a trail, like a four-wheeler trail that goes into the property, but without Wi-Fi, I'm not exactly sure where that starts. But what a beautiful spot.
Looking at the property from the sky, it really is just such a beautiful piece of land. Hardwood forests as far as you can see, and lakes and rivers all throughout the area. Looking at this mist-shrouded forest is almost more than I can take. I can already picture hiking out into the woods and looking for a spot to start building my homestead. The location, the woods, the lakes, and pretty much everything about this property definitely puts it at the top of our list so far. Soil, water levels, and many more things have to be taken into account, as we will not only need to build our cabins here, but to grow food as well. We will definitely have to come back soon to do a more thorough look around before making our final decision.
This is a great option. I love the area. The drive-in was beautiful and the property looks amazing as well. But we got to keep making our way. We can't shut off the Jeep, and we got to make it before Dan leaves the island with his fan boat at around 2. So really got to make up some headway now. The nice thing though is it's not too far from the island either.
Yeah,
So
it's not like...
even if later we have more time, we could drive back fairly easily once the ice is covered. And maybe if we can take like snowshoes or something, or even your snowmobile, if we can find that trail, and then we could really get a chance to look around. But I'm still just, one of my favorite things about this property so far was just the drive-in. Like this whole area was absolutely stunning. So
Yeah, peaceful, not too many people around. Definitely nowhere within a ways of our property. Like of this property, there's no one really for a couple of kilometers. And then the people that are here are kind of doing the same sort of thing. It's like a little homestead they're part-time living at. They were all boarded up and shut down for the winter.
Well, the only property we saw like on the way here was just you know, like a cozy off-grid looking place. Had a couple snowmobiles sitting outside. So
It's probably a hunting camp for most people.
I know.
So we're good. I like the idea of having the area all to ourselves. We can just build a piece.
I know.
Really make a cool spot. So I'd put this at number 1 on our list. It's a short list, so it's not too hard, but this is crazy. To me, this is special.
Yeah, this one is just, even compared to some of the other properties we're currently looking at, this one's definitely got like my favorite forest. Yeah. It's all hardwood. It's actually not too thick, you know. It's got some smaller brush in between the big trees, but it wouldn't take too long to clear if we wanted to for a build site. And then the amount of water as well. Like, there's the two like smaller lakes or ponds that are on the property, but all around it when we flew the drone up was many, many more.
And that's a major thing that was missing on any of the other properties we've been looking at, because typically waterfront properties are very expensive.
Yeah.
These aren't going to be like pristine lakes or anything. Like Dan said, it's probably going to be a pond, and who knows, with water levels, it might even turn into a swamp some years or not. That's all stuff we're going to have to just ask questions about, But really,
if the water though is good, then that would save us at least for a while for like some of the other properties we were talking about, like digging a well and all that stuff, how that would take. But if the water is nice there, then we could just use that as drinking water, like filter out of the lake there.
And that's definitely a
game changer, yeah.
It's a good thing.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm really glad we got a chance to come look at it, even if it was a shorter time. That might have been the entrance right there.
It might have been a trail that kind of goes around the area.
But at least we were able to get out and see it. We're going to head into the nearest town and find some more fuses, and then we'll make our way back to the island.
Unfortunately, before we could get the new fuses, the Jeep broke down again, and with no other way to get it started, we decided to call our friends Chris and Kendra at the marina and a tow truck to come pick us up. Well, looks like the tow truck got here a little bit before Chris and Kendra, so we'll probably just unhook the trailer and then, put our bags and stuff on the side of the road. Hopefully they're not too far behind, and then we'll just hook up the trailer to their car and should be on our way. We'll just set out on the snow.
That's exactly what we planned for.
I said to your mother, I'm like, wow, they didn't call it Adventure Guys for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, no, I'm glad
we can help out. Perfect timing with the tow truck, too.
Yeah, I know.
Stand on the side of the road in the rain.
Well, at least we've been rescued.
That guy, James Olaf. Well,
Yeah.
You watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the kind of idea, like you want to do that.
Yeah.
Make your home, find a wife, and have a million children and dogs.
Military grade
Military
babies.
grade babies. Yeah, it stopped. Oh, two young guys that want to learn how to use a sawmill.
Yeah,
Dream come
right.
true for a dude like that, right?
And that'd be ideal for us.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks again for the trailer and then for rescuing
No
us.
problem.
Alright, so we just made it back to the marina. We're going to be staying in Mom and Dad's Ross Monster for, who knows how long. It might be a couple days, it might be a week. Just really depends on when the lake ice gets thick enough to be able to take Peter's sled over. Awesome that we could get some help from our friends and not be stranded on the side of the highway. And I'm glad we made it back finally. Just need to get this thing all ready to go, get the heater on, and make sure all the batteries are charged. Alright, so the batteries are dead on the truck, which is to be expected because it hasn't ran in a couple weeks. So Chris was kind enough to lend us a generator so we can at least have some power tonight and run the heaters. So yeah, it's just been a series of unfortunate events all day today, but it all worked out in the end. We still got to see the property. We picked up Pete's sled, and even us being grounded here for a while kind of works out because it gives us a chance to possibly look at some of the other properties, but then also to head into town tomorrow and pick up some supplies we'll need. Good morning, everybody. We just finished up most of our shopping. After we woke up, we headed into town to pick up a few things we'll need. Since it now looks like we'll probably be staying at least a couple days at the marina. It was a pretty good sleep last night for what it was. I just slept on this chair up front, and then Peter squeezed in under the bed because the battery wasn't working. Like, it was dead obviously because the truck's been sitting there for a very long time, and the little generator that Chris let us borrow wasn't powerful enough to charge those batteries. So we're going to try and charge them here or plug them into the marina power when we get back, and then we'll be able to actually use the truck for how it's supposed to be used and have heat and everything, which will be really nice. But as far as what we've seen, we've been in contact with our parents and they've been sending photos of the lake, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be at least a couple of days of being stuck. Ooh, pretty tired. I mean, I've slept in worse places over the years, done my share of sleeping in the front of trucks and Jeeps, but hopefully we can get the power system up and running and we won't have to do that again tonight. Alright, so we came back and Chris had already set out a power cord for us to use. Hopefully this solves the issue and we can get the batteries charged up. Peter's just hooking it up now. And if this works, then we'll have a full Ross Monster to use while we wait for the lake to freeze. Right now, as we pulled up, we noticed a little bit of open water, but in the next 2 days it's starting to get colder, and once it gets to like -10 and stuff, it shouldn't take too long for us to be able to cross.
We'll make sure the other side's connected, and then I'll check the batteries. This should be sweet.
It is connected.
It is?
Yeah, that's why there's a light there.
Right.
Alright guys, I know it's kind of dark, but for the past couple hours we've been figuring out how to get the batteries charged in here, and we were able to get in contact with some of the fellows at Ross Monster and found out a way. Peter's been talking with them and disconnected the batteries, and then we charged them each separately to 100%, and it seems to be working now, so I'm going to walk over and get an update from Pete.
Alright, well, after a long 2 days of trying to figure out all the problems, it was much simpler than we thought. I probably should have just reached out to Ross Monster to start with. They had a super helpful guy, just give the right information, and took 2 hours to get all the batteries back to the same charge. There's 3 batteries in this truck. Once they were all charged up to the same voltage and no longer under safe voltage, then I could charge it with the shore power and with the alternator from the truck with it on, and it charged up to 100% in no time. And as you can see, I've already popped up the roof, and I can now get all the lights on. Now we have lights. I'm going to turn on the Webasto heater once we get it cleaned up in here, and we'll just stay connected to shore power all night. I've even got Starlink booting up so we can finally talk to Mom and Dad and tell them the good news. So sweet, we're not going to be sleeping in chairs tonight, even though a big Ford truck is quite comfortable. An actual bed in the back of a Ross Monster cab is going to be luxury. So I am very, very excited and very happy about this. And we can also cook. We're not just going to be eating crackers for dinner tonight again.
Awesome. So everything's working great, and we're back in business. Now the few days we'll probably have to spend out here waiting for the ice to freeze, we can do it in luxury in the Ross Monster. I'm going to start moving all my stuff out of the front of the truck and finally get a nice warm bed.
Hamburger helper. Simple and yummy.
Pretty nice tonight.
Oh, it's already heating up in here with a nice Webasto heater. So good and cozy for the night. Had an awesome sleep in the truck. This is actually one of my first times sleeping in my parents' Ross Monster. I had slept on the little couch bed for one night before this, but what an awesome vehicle. Like, compared to you know, like my motorcycle camping or even the Jeeps, that thing is just a luxury house, but it can go anywhere I can. Awesome sleep. Peter made some food last night, and this morning we're gonna be heading back into town again to pick up a few things. My dad needs a new laptop for editing the Epic Family Road Trip videos, and then we've got a few other errands to run. I'm just walking down to do the daily check of the ice. In a very, very small way, it kind of feels like in the story of the Endurance in Shackleton, all of the men that were stuck on Elephant Island looking out, climbing up the hill every day to see if a ship was coming to their rescue. But we have a heated truck and we're not looking for a ship. We're just waiting for the ice so we can rescue ourselves. But it's still looking a little gray. I think Peter's gonna fly the drone so we can get a better idea of how thick the ice is. So those whiter or lighter ice areas are usually the thick ones, and then right here below you can see is these darker parts where water has been soaking through. It is getting colder. It's still not nearly as cold as it was. We randomly had a bit of a warmer weather spell, which could have come at a better time, but it's slowly getting colder. It's about -3 today, and it should be roughly that tonight, and then progressively it's gonna get colder than that, which means we probably have 3 days, if I had to guess, before we can make it across. The main problem right now is since we didn't really bring a lot of our camera equipment because we didn't believe we were going to be away from the island so long, I'm trying to conserve battery and like SD card space for footage. And I can't offload the cards because we don't have a laptop to offload them to. Oh, almost done shopping. The thing is, since we live on an island and it takes us a while to get into town since it's pretty far away, we have to do a lot of shopping all at once to make the drive worth it and the amount of gas worth it. So we got 2 more shops. It's about 4 p.m. right now, which means it'll be getting dark in the next 30 minutes or so. Hopefully we can wrap this up soon and get back and then get the truck up and running again for another night at the marina. Tonight is the new year, and if we could get off the lake tomorrow, then that's a great start to it. But either way, it's just been so much fun this whole year, thinking back on everything we've done, and then also having all of the amazing prospects for adventures and properties, and, you know, really fulfilling a lot of the dreams my brother and I have had for a very long time, all coming almost at the beginning of the new year is a great feeling.
Well, it's got a big bag of coffee this time. Their heritage blend from Pilot Coffee Roasters. One more store.
Well, good morning, everybody. I know it's been kind of jumpy with this footage. It's just been a couple days of staying here, and Peter's been doing a lot of research to do with his snowmobile, and we've both been doing a lot of research with the properties and just log cabin building in general. So it's been kind of nice. I mean, it's been a few days of just, you know, rest and research, which is nice. But I'm really looking forward to getting off the island, and we just got some footage yesterday from my dad, who took one of the snow dogs out on the ice, and it looked pretty thick. And then it was like -20 last night, and it's still -13 Celsius today. So we think that the ice will probably have froze over enough for Peter to attempt heading out on his snowmobile. So right now he's just on the phone coordinating that with them. We need to get his snowmobile out of the trailer, which I'm sure you remember was a very tight fit, so that will take a while. And then he's gonna head over, and either he'll come back once he knows it's good enough, or the snow dog will. Yeah, so anyways, it's a pretty big day. Been looking forward to it for a while now. I'm really excited to get back to my little cabin there and try out the new heater and stuff. My parents tried lighting a fire this morning just to have it warm for when I get back, and they said that the whole room filled with smoke. And the only thing I can think of that would be causing that is, as I've talked about previously, the top of my chimney isn't one of those fancy swivel heads, and I haven't been able to find one in town at all. It's just like chicken wire kind of wrapped around with a little cone on top, and that's totally fine as long as I have a fire going. But if there isn't a fire going in there for a while, snow can kind of catch and build up, and then if it melts, it turns into ice, and it stops the airflow from going up. So I'll probably head back, put the heater in, and then I'll clean out the chimney top, and then I can light a fire. So we're just gonna hook up the trailer right now, offload Peter's snowmobile, he'll head out, and it'll probably be an hour of me just sitting here until I get the news. And worst case scenario, if it's too sketchy and he just kind of barely makes it, then I'll stay here by myself for a while until the ice freezes even more. And best case scenario, it's all good and he can just head back and pick me up. And then we'll finally be back at the island. Just watching the drone here to make sure he's making it all right. He made it through the Narrows, which is the part I was most worried about. But from here, he would be too small to see going through, so hopefully it all works out okay. With no snow on the lake, it made it quite difficult for Peter to cross. He had to pull over periodically to let his snowmobile cool, since the snow wasn't doing that for him. And of course, it was very slippery. This was both very nerve-wracking and extremely funny for me to watch. A couple of spin-outs later, Peter finally arrived safely at the island. Wow, my fingers are numb. Since I thought we were only gone for a few days, I didn't bring any of my major winter gear, so it being like -16 outside is pretty cold when you're just standing in normal clothes. But as you saw when I walked down there, the ice is very slick. You could see Peter sliding around a little bit, so hopefully everything works out okay. I'm sure it will, and they should be back here to pick me up and all the groceries we got within the hour. So I'm just going to be getting everything ready here as we wait for them. I'm really looking forward to getting back and getting back into the cozy warm cabin. What a week. What a couple weeks, actually. I missed a week's video because I didn't bring my laptop again because I thought we were going to get back. Sorry about that, guys, but you can't really plan for stuff like this. It just happens. But it all worked out in the end, so I'm really happy for that.
No way.
I don't have a clue where.
Oh.
Are we able to double right on this one,
Well, that was unfortunate. I heard the snow dog coming up and my dad pulled up, but it seems that the trailer that he was pulling, which is what I'm going to be sitting in, and most of the stuff we need to take across, detached somewhere across the lake. So my dad's just heading back out to find that, and then he'll hook it up and we'll be on our way. It is so cold though. I kind of feel bad that that happened, because that means my dad has to drive there and back again. Whoa! How'd that happen? Here, come in the car, Pa. It's all warm.
By the grace of God, I'm here. The Narrows opened up on my way out, I guess.
Wow.
Coming back, following my same path, just going as fast as I could. The last minute I saw open water, and it went in. The machine luckily went out. All this went under, but it had enough momentum. The machine skidded off. I was fully submerged in the water, and I just stayed calm. I had my ice picks. Without these, I'd be still swimming. Thank the Lord I had these. And without that, with these I was pick, pull, and I got up on the ice again. The machine was sitting there running.
You just hop in the truck, Pa. Like, that is
I don't want to go
crazy.
soaked.
Well, it's better than
I'm
being out
actually-
here.
Like there's probably my boots full. I'm actually warm inside the suit. It's like a wetsuit or a dry suit.
It's crazy.
Operating gloves. Is Pete there? Pete's still there? Tell him don't go out. Don't go through the Narrows. I'll call. My phone got wet. Here, we'll call on Dad's phone. Hey guys. The Narrows are open.
No way.
Yeah. I'm.
Are you good?
I'm good. I'm here at the truck now. The most unbelievable thing. The machine went in, and then, but it was moving fast enough. It nosed in and crawled back up. I went fully submerged. Worst case, we. I don't know. Let me get out of my wet clothes, and we'll call you back.
Yeah, it's right there. I'll bring all that in. Just go sit by the heater.
Oh, it's warm in here.
Wow. Just when I thought everything was going smoothly. That was very scary, but, you know, my dad got in the truck. Luckily, I still had it all going, so it was nice and warm. And I found him some of his old clothes that were in here. But it's too sketchy to head across the lake. We just don't know where any of those thinner patches of ice might be. So we were planning on picking up that fan boat we were talking about earlier, so we just thought we might as well do it now. We're gonna head into town. It's Saturday, so we'll probably end up missing this week's video again, but we're gonna try and... What?
C'est la vie.
Yeah. We're gonna try and make it in town before the bank closes, and then we'll just start heading our way down. Might stay the night again at Caroline and Matt's, or we'll take a different route, but we gotta head all the way down to Ottawa. But as soon as we have that fan boat, at least, like, we'll never have to worry about this again. It doesn't matter what weather, if it's summer, winter, fall, or spring, and any sort of conditions, that thing can make it across. So, wow. Can't believe you made it.
It's never been more clear that we need a fan boat than today. So, yeah. I'm still a bit in shock. Now I'm starting to feel I banged my knee and hit my chest on the ice, but no major problems, so that's good. Very, very thankful. But I guess I can join that club now. All the old timers around here tell stories of going through the ice with their snowmobiles, and I used to look at them and go, how did you end up doing that? But now I know.
I mean, I think housing costs are another one. I mean, there was a study out just 10 days ago that has Toronto and Vancouver now and we're paying more.
More by a lot.
Yeah.
Right, and most of that's transpired in the last 10 years.
Financial crisis. And so what we have as a model in Canada is...
Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video, and as always, a special thank you to those of you who have subscribed to my Patreon channel. Your support really means a lot, and it helps me to be able to keep bringing you guys new content each week. And as always, I will see you guys next time.